Hi, guys. Thanks for tuning in. This is the information and response to the video I made suggesting that Melnika apologized to Melody for jumping the gun based on the edited clip that fans responded to, insinuating that she stopped planning Mel and Martell's wedding 2 weeks before the wedding because she may have wanted or liked Martel. And so this is the information that I said I would prepare for you all. I did not include all of the comments that were being made to Melnika. I did have them, but I deleted them because it was so many. But this information is well enough to substantiate the point that I was making. Thanks again for tuning in. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you.
Meleneka?
She was my wedding planner. She quit about a week or two before my wedding.
Urban Bell. Melody Holt spills the tea on Martell's Holt's business manager. One of many YouTube videos. Martel betrayal Melody with first love. Melnika picture. She means to say Martel betrays Melody with his first love. The initial post went on to read, "Y'all didn't tell me Melnika was Mel's and Martell's wedding planner and quit 2 weeks before the wedding." Melnika responds to the clip that she heard Mel mention that she quit planning their wedding 2 weeks before the wedding with no explanation because it was just a clip, and perhaps Carlos' intentions was to do exactly what it did, to have the fans assume that Martel had something going on maybe with Melnika behind Mel's back. Melnika responds to the post, "Girl, I can't barely remember last week, but if you have to reach back to 2008 for some mess, then boo, I don't even play those games like that. I don't even play those games like that. Make a new song or something, please, because the way my life is set up, I won't expose the real deal because I want us all to win. But no, I know." Melnika responds, "But my issue is that we can remember from 2008 what you think for an additional storyline of mess, but can't remember if you gave a man. Never mind. Let me enjoy my Saturday." A commenter responds to Melnika, "Mel Girl 2007. Enjoy your weekend, Missy Pooh. Thank you for the clarity." Melnika responds to a Facebook post made in reference to her wanting Martel after the clip was played. The clip before the episode aired said that Melnika dropped Martel and Melody from planning their wedding 2 weeks before the wedding. And Melody did not give any explanation, of course, because Carlos King cut it off. And all it said was she dropped them from planning their wedding 2 weeks before. And it left the audience to assume all sorts of things, and assume all sorts of things is what they did. Melnika's response to the comments was, "The question is, why did I really decide to step back? Why did I ask my mom to take over and do their wedding? Things that make you go, She stated it was some cheating and my assistant was involved. It was 2008, so I don't want to misquote, but it was some mess that was not on the up and up then like now." This is Melnika responding to a commenter saying, "I didn't want him at all, but Melody knows that in real life, maybe not reality life, because Here she has been speaking at my events after the wedding. Surely you're not friends with a woman who wants your husband, right? Here's a commenter to Melnika: secure the bag at all costs. Melnika responds back to the commenter: it's business, nothing personal. This was Melnika's response to a commenter who indicated that Melnika is just mad that Martell didn't choose her. Melnika's response was, I am the chosen one. I was born that, my love. Please stop reaching. It's sad how many of you are really logically so entangled for this BS. Stop thinking if this is your thought pattern. One commenter responds, girl, this thread, I heard Mel 1.0, which is the name Martell gave Melnika. I heard Mel 1.0 wasn't to be played with. I'm glad she cleared the air and the room because Mel Holt is fake AF and lies a whole lot. Her fans unfortunately hang on to her every word like it's the gospel too. Melnika responds to the commenter, hey girl, hey, I just wanted to market and brand, give sound advice, make sure the business was handled. That's it, boo. How I've gotten into anything else is beyond me. Melnika goes on to respond, imagination, because every episode I said what was right. She has to feel safe, do right, all of the above. Know that. I don't have to fit into a storyline for a check. I speak truth. A commenter responds in regards to Martell exposing of what he exposed on the reunion floor about what he said that Mel did with a gentleman. He spared it until his became leverage for him. I can't make that out. As long as he could. He only spoke of her possible ill doings because he was caught with his hands in the cookie jar so many seasons, and he never mentioned it until he got Ariane Preggers. I'm not a Melody fan, but I'm not going to act like he isn't trying to get the best of himself. Spare me. Another commenter jumps in and says, or he tried to spare her the public humiliation he was experiencing as long as he could until he realized she had no problem feeding him to the wolves and sacrificing his entire reputation while protecting hers. Melnika asks a commenter, honestly, do you know her or him? Be a fan and stop. We can say they both may be allegedly cheated. Another commenter goes on to add, both of them had sex outside the marriage. They are both cheaters, and the way Mel can't recall specifics, I'm beginning to wonder if what Martell said is true, which is that Mr. Head Doctor wasn't the only man she dealt with during the marriage. One commenter said, whatever she gave a man is her private business. Taking up for a man exposing his wife because he cannot take accountability for his cheating ways is a big no. Melnika responds to a commenter, for who, you or me? Because my job is his business. I don't know what the truth is. I come to work and not take up for anything but his marketing and branding. And you've never seen me say, I take up for anything. So please state facts only. Meleneka's response, and I'm a woman who will say I've been cheated on. So at the end of the day, I don't ride for anyone to be hurt or mistreated. Nonetheless, do you see what you said? What she did was her private business. Baby, I agree. Now, and the flip side, so is his right. So, in other words, his business is his right. If Mel's business is her right, if she wants to share or not, she's saying that Martell should have had a right whether he wanted to share his business or not. Okay, so that's what that is. Another fan responds, you can't have it both ways. So her cheating was her personal business, but Martell's was the world's. Mel should have told the whole story or kept her mouth closed and kept it all private. But don't just share the parts that are beneficial to your narrative. Another fan commented, exactly, but we all know she did. All she kept saying was we were broke up. Technically, you're still cheating if you're still married. Laugh out loud. Melnika goes on to respond, well, can she remember or not? Because what I know is, and excuse me, Mom, since you're on this thread, but every man I had my mouth on, I can remember. You can't be willing to expose everybody else and forget your mess. Girl, stop. That was foreseen, dear, to make sure y'all all still were public defenders. Has she told y'all, Mel defenders, if she did it or not? Like yes or no? Because I know God did not say go to a man and give him married. Melnika responds, honestly, I don't care. Leave me out of the BS. I wanted to help, that's it. That's all. But nonetheless, leave the drama on their side. I'm always for peace and for what's right. Meleneka corrected her response, saying that Mel stated that the reason she gave that response as to she doesn't remember is because she didn't owe him, Martell, an explanation. This response was from Meleneka's best friend in regards to her defending herself from the fans who were saying that she wanted Martell, that she always wanted Martell, that she was mad and jealous, and that's why she dropped out of Mel's weddings 2 weeks before the wedding. Her friend responded with this: you could post your whole wedding and pics of Nettles in the background of every one of Martell's events, and these folks will still say you want that man. They don't know you, and the fact that you just want everyone around you to win, but those who know know, and that's what matters. Love you, boo. Just so you know, I love you. It's one thing to say it to me, but to publicly showcase love is big for me. And you're so right. So I digress. Mua friend. This is Melnika response to her friend after her friend told her not to waste her time to try to prove to the fans that she does not and never have wanted Martell.
Who was the event planner?
Her name was Mel. Her name is Meleneka.
You said what now?
Meleneka.
Crazy as it is, I know who she is. She actually was supposedly a longtime friend of Martell since maybe middle school, elementary, middle school. And she was my wedding planner.
Word.
She quit about a week or two before my wedding. And I literally had to hire her mother-in-law to finish up my big day. I had paid deposits on certain stuff. I never got my money back.
Well, what was her reason for quitting at that time?
Her and Martell ended up getting into it because we were all on a phone three-way. And she decided she wanted to blast Martell. So she was like, you be cheating. You asked me about my assistant that work at my office. And of course, at the time, I was like 22. When we were on the phone, he's like, Meleneka, I can't believe you. Why are you making this stuff up? I'm literally thinking that he's telling the truth and she's making stuff up. Now I would probably think differently if my 36-year-old was my 22-year-old.
She said this to
on the
you
phone
2 weeks before your wedding?